Hi, this is Mike Cuddy, and I'm here to talk to you about my latest project, which is a project I made in the course of probably about a week. But I thought about it for about 2 months and really thought about it 2 weeks before I really got into it. And the project basically is using tweets that cover Trump, not tweets from Trump, but tweets what people are tweeting about Trump. And it basically kind of uses sentiment analysis to see what people think about the tweet. And well, I guess I'll get more into the project because showing it is actually easier than explaining it. So basically, it's a very simple project. I didn't use any fancy decoration on the website. As you'll see, it was a very simple website, and this is all the code for the Flask portion of the site. Right here, it's a very simple site, like I said, and it's really only this page right here. As you can see, the HTML template is very basic, and it just uses some D3 JavaScript, which I have right here, and this will display all the data. So let's actually get to the project and see what this thing looks like. So as I was saying, if we start, I started on Wednesday, March 14th collecting tweets, and I'll go back to the project, the code in a second. So if I go to this is actually tweets of that people are tweeting about Trump using sentiment analysis, where it goes from 1 to -1, and -1 is considered bad, and +1 is considered good, and 0 is neutral. So as you can see here in Michigan, it has a value of 0.5. So the tweets coming in from Michigan were positive. Over here in Montana, it's the same thing. California, it has more of a lower value. So you can see right here in the American Southwest, you have kind of more positive tweets. And I wonder, talking with some friends and family, if that has to deal more with illegal immigration issues. But I can go to the next day, and you see the states all change. And as you can see, the American Southwest again is lit up. When the state doesn't have a color, it means that I have no data for that day. So there's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. And as you can see, I grew up in New Hampshire. And as you saw briefly, probably really quick, the day before, on Monday of this week, Trump was actually in New Hampshire talking about his opiate epidemic policy. And it's interesting how on New Hampshire on Monday and Tuesday actually turned green. So I think those may be some of the only days that happens. See, it goes back to the normal color. And here's Thursday. So that's basically my project right there. And now, I have to say, using the Twitter API, I only used 2,000 tweets per day. So the data collection I was doing was extremely small, and this is in no way it's a proof of concept. This web page is very simple, and as I can say, I cannot stress enough, this is a proof of concept, and I wanted to see what it would look like to collect this data and how it would visually look. So anyways, let's start with the project. It's actually two projects. The web part, which is Flask, which is basically everything down in this portion right down here, then the actual data collection, which is in this folder entitled Data Collection. So the data collection starts with this main.py, and it's just basically this code right here. And it's really, I just initialized two objects, tweet and clean, and the tweet goes to the tweet object uses this method called getTweet, and over here, this is what getTweet does. So this is actually starting to get all the data. I start a CSV file, go through 2,000 tweets, and I essentially use some exceptions right here, which I've never done before in my projects, and I found out that using them was actually great. Then I essentially clean the tweet text. Sorry, it's kind of difficult to say. This is actually the sentiment analysis code right here. So this takes the tweet and returns a value from -1 to +1, and that's what it's returning right there. Here's a cleaning, so I'm trying to get rid of aspects of the code that I don't want. Changing the location. Now, each tweet that comes in doesn't actually have a location. So if the user on their Twitter profile filled out the location, that's what I would use. So I was looking for Alabama or AL. So all going through all that real fast essentially makes this data file right here. And out of 2,000 tweets, I found almost every single time I came up to about 500 tweets. Right here, it's only 215 because I only did about 700 or so tweets in this analysis. So you'd come in and I would have repeats of states here. So like North Dakota right here, North Dakota up there. And so what I'm trying to do is get the average of every single state. And from there, I get this file right here, which starts with Alabama, and it's the average of all Alabama. So I could only get one tweet from Alabama, and that would be its average. So that's why it's not very accurate. In order for this to be accurate, I would have to use hundreds of thousands of tweets. So, and once I have this file, it's the same file that I use down here to actually build the maps. And this is each day. So 1 is the day that I'm doing it, and it goes down to 2 where it resets again. So this is the second day. Then 3 starts right here again with this third day. So that's essentially how this project worked. And like I said, it's only 2,000 tweets, and out of 2,000 tweets, I'd only get about 550 data points because the rest of them didn't have a location, so I didn't find them useful at all, so I just got rid of them. So about 1,500 tweets were pushed off to the side. But if I were to do this project again, I would obviously go up to a higher number of tweets, and I would have to pay Twitter for that, I believe, at the enterprise level. And I would want to bring in Facebook comments as well and analyze those. So use the Twitter API and Facebook API to make a massive file collecting hundreds of thousands of tweets per day. But as you can see, almost every day, the one thing that's interesting about this is the American Southwest seem to be somewhat lit up and colored. And that has to, I think, show with the illegal immigration issue. So that's it for this project, and I hope you enjoyed it.